Hello, hello everyone. Good morning. I'm glad to be there. For the story, I did an Erasmus program here in Budapest, so I'm glad to be here again in front of you today. Okay, this is a smartphone, but you know that already, of course. But do you know that you are checking at it more than 150 times a day? And every day, sometimes, it's the first thing that you are looking at it when you wake up, and the last thing that you are looking at it when you are going to sleep. Okay, let's start with a small game. So you will raise your hand if you feel concerned about what I'm saying, all right? So raise your hand if now you are looking at your smartphone while I'm speaking. Okay, good, thank you. Most of you are listening, that's great. Raise your hand if sometimes you feel your mobile vibrating in your pocket, but it's not there. Okay, good. Raise your hand now if when you are sending an email to someone, the contact is not answering in the same day and you feel upset or angry. Okay, a lot of you. Okay, great. If you raise your hand 3 times, please let's talk after the conference. So 5 years ago, I did a travel in Asia, and I've been in some lovely place, like here in north of Laos, or here in the Himalayan valley in India, in Himachal Pradesh, and here again in Mongolia, in the Gobi Desert. And all of these places are really beautiful, but also they have a common point, they are totally disconnected. The people who live there are living without the internet. And the UN report says that last year, 47% of the world population is still disconnected, is still living without internet. So what are we talking here? Why should you disconnect? What is the digital detox? What do you... I think that you should start a digital detox right now. It's because internet and the technologies are everywhere now in our life. At home, at work, in the transport, everywhere we are using our screens. And I would like to take an example first. Let's speak about John, all right? John is an executive. He's working for a service company. And let's see what is the day routine of John. So John is waking up in the morning. And the first thing that he's doing when he's waking up is looking at his smartphone, all right? Checking his message, WhatsApp, Instagram, etc. Then he's going to the shower. So here it's actually the only place where it's difficult to use the smartphone. Even if some smartphone companies try to sell now waterproof smartphone. But after the shower, John is sitting for his breakfast, and he's eating breakfast, and he's looking perhaps at the TV news, or he's eating his bread, but checking about his message on his smartphone. Then he goes to the transport, in the tramway, in the subway, and again, he's in the tramway and he's on his smartphone. He arrives at the office, and here he will spend like most of his day in front of a computer, and his day will be like, okay, I'm trying to do deep work, but there is a notification on my mobile, there is a pop-up of email, so I check the email, I come back on the deep work. Then I'm going to he's going to meetings, and there he tries to listen what his boss says, but in the same time he's sending emails, because he has a lot of emails to deal with. And then he go back to his home, and in the transport again, he's checking about his mobile. Finally, he arrives at home. He takes time to eat with his girlfriend, but after the dinner, he's looking at another screen, his TV or his computer, to watch some TV shows on Netflix. And at the end of the day, John has spent 90% of his day in front of a screen. This fact was not possible 30 years ago, but today it's the daily routine of a lot of executives all over big European cities. So if there is some Johns here, please, let's talk after the conference also. For example, a UK adult spends an average of 8 hours, 41 minutes a day on screens. It's a lot of time. If you consider that you sleep 8 hours, that you need some time to go to the shower, to eat, etc., it's a lot of time. And an average adult is checking his smartphone 150 times a day. Now in the UK, it's more approximately 200 times a day. Okay. So what are the big challenges here, especially for you as you are HR manager or directors? What are the main challenges that you will face about over-connectivity at the office? There is 3 main challenges for me. The first one is the infobesity. Today, we are receiving 10 times more information that we received in 1997, before the internet. And in comparison, our brain is still the same for ages. It didn't change for millions of years. And our brain has a lot of difficulties to work with this amount of information. For example, an executive in France is receiving 90 emails per day. It's a lot of information. It's a lot more than 10 years before, and it's very difficult for him to work with this amount of emails. There is also the problem of blurring. Blurring, now the difference between the professional and the personal life is more and more blurry. The boundary is more and more blurry. For example, you are at work and you are looking for your next holidays. And when you are at holidays, you are checking professional emails. And the problem of blurring is that sometimes you spend too much time working while you are on holidays, while you are supposed to rest. And of course, also there is the multitasking. Today, we think that we can do 2 tasks at the same time efficiently, like with efficiency. Please raise your hand if you feel that you can do 2 tasks, multitasking, easily in your life. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's do a small exercise, all right? So you will associate a letter and a number in your head, like this. 1A, 2B, 3C, and go ahead in your hand, and you raise your hand when you are at Z. Please try it. It's difficult, huh? So for most of you, it's difficult, huh? I see your face like, 15. Yeah, and you see, it's like 2 simple things. If I say, okay, count in your head to from 1 to 26, it's easy. Say the alphabet is easy, but if you do the 2 tasks in the same time, it's difficult. So imagine if you do multitasking all of your day, like you are in meetings and you are doing emails, you do 2 tasks in the same time. It's difficult for your brain, and at the end of the day, you will be like stressed or tired. And what are the consequences of the hyperconnectivity at work? There is the first consequence, as I said, is that it will create a lot of stress, because you will receive a lot of information, and because you will do a lot of multitasking. At the end of the day, you will be like stressed, you will be tired. But there is also a lot of risk that come with overconnectivity. The first one is the lack of creativity. Imagine 10 years ago, before the smartphones come in our life, when you were waiting for a friend at coffee, or when you are waiting a bus, you were like only seeing around, like we call it daydreaming. You are thinking about what is your future, what are you going next week, what are you going next year. And it was very important for your creativity and imagination. And today, when you are waiting for a bus, or when you are waiting for a friend at the coffee, you don't want to think, to be creative. You just want to see what's up in your mobile, if you have new message, new Instagram feeds, etc. And it creates a lot of focus, of course, because when you are working on deep work and you try to be concentrate, but at the same time you receive a notification on your mobile, or you receive a pop-up of email, your focus is going from the deep work to the notification, to the message, and again all of the day. And this creates, of course, a lack of productivity and a high level of stress. And sometimes it can lead to burnout or depression. Now we know that over-connectivity at work is one of the facts of burnout in the companies. And for you, as you are HR manager and directors, it will be also a problem of people engagement. There will be a rise of employee turnover because, of course, if your employees are stressed, are less productive, are less creative, are less focused, they will like to change the company. Okay, so sometimes you will see that there is facts interesting, like checking work emails decrease your focus as well as making you more stressed. It's not only me who says that, it's like university studies. And also human average attention spans have declined in the last 8 years since smartphone exists. And now it's like lower than a goldfish. Our attention spans in 2005 was 12 seconds. And now it's 8 seconds. And in comparison, the goldfish is 9 seconds. And sometimes there is like crazy situation like this. And you can see that in stadium or in concerts. Now people want to capture the moment with their smartphones and not with their eyes. Other crazy situation that you can find sometimes. Here, they try to do this in China. Or even in Europe, it exists also, this kind of very good solution. This, okay? So typically, it's like they put a red light before the pedestrian cross. Like this, the people who work like this on the mobile, they know that there is a road, so be careful, okay? But me, after my trip in Asia, I was thinking, okay, let's find real solutions, like how to help people to get better digital habits. And in my company, Into the Tribe, we are developing 2 different kind of solutions. The first one is digital detox seminars for companies. We bring some teams, we take them in the countryside or at sea or in the mountain, and during 3 days they don't have any access to the internet. So imagine we are putting an app on their smartphones, and this app blocks everything. They only can call. So if they want to call their families or important clients, they can, but they will not have any access to emails, social network, or internet. It's like in the 90s where they have a whole smartphone, you know, no, a dumb phone at this time. And it's very good because like this, we can make a very good team building because people are not on Instagram or on Twitter during business meetings or dinners. They are more going to talk with each other. They are going to make more team building. So it's very efficient for the companies. And also we are doing workshops and training to help people getting better digital habits. We teach them how to use their email box in a better way. We teach them how to do meetings without any technologies to have a better and more intense meeting and more productive meeting and shorter meeting also. And we teach them how to disconnect in weekends, in holidays, during the evening, to be more ready to come back on Monday, more productive and more happy at work. So we teach them a lot of techniques and tools, but I have only 20 minutes, so I cannot give you the whole 100 techniques that we have. Just I want to give you some tips that will help you perhaps to start a digital detox right now. Okay, interesting tips. The first one is I think that the best thing is to check your email box only 3 times a day. All right, I think it sounds crazy for some of you, but it's possible because imagine you can check it like 1 hour, half an hour, 1 hour and a half. I don't know. It's your job, but please. The main thing here is if you check your email box 3 times a day, you will not check it every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, and you will avoid multitasking, and you will be more productive. All right. When you send emails, try to send the emails only to 3 people. All right, not 10 people and 5 people in copy. Try to do this and you will see that you will have less emails and you will spend less time checking your emails. The second advice is to take out all of your notification. The first notification that you should take out is the pop-up of email that you receive on your computer we take out your focus every 5 minutes. This one, you have to delete it. On your smartphone also, take out all of the notifications from social networks, from emails, WhatsApp, etc. Because it's a lot of time that you are disturbed by this notification. So take it out. It's easy to do it on your smartphone. Then my recommendation is to buy an old-fashioned alarm clock. Right? It costs 20 euros in the shop. And it's very useful because you will spend very good nights after that. Because today you are taking your smartphone as an alarm clock, but if you put your smartphone in the living room, right, you go to bed, and with the alarm clock, you will not be tempted to use your smartphone before sleeping, or sometimes in the middle of the night, or when you wake up. And you will see that your nights will be really better. And also, like, when you are going to holidays, please take this time to disconnect the most as you can. All right, so try to have a good backup, someone you trust who will take all of your emergencies, calls, and emails, and try to tell this contact, okay, don't contact me, I'm not reachable. Just contact me if there is it's the end of the world in the service, all right? But otherwise, please let me rest during my holidays, and you will see that when I come back, I will be like more productive, more engaged, and more happy at work. Okay, imagine your new daily work routine, all right? So now, when you're going to work tomorrow morning, you will try to do this routine, okay? So you arrive at work, during 1 hour or 2 hours, you do only deep work, all right? So you are in front of your computer, your smartphone is away, your email box is closed, and here you will only concentrate, you will only be focused on the deep work, on the work who matters. And then you take 1 hour to do your emails, and then and you do only emails, and then you go to meetings. And here, when you are in meetings, you are only here to talk with your workmates, okay? Don't do emails, don't take your smartphone. If you make a meeting with 4 people, only one of you has to take his smartphone, and you do meetings without technology. You will see that your meetings will be shorter, will be more productive, and you will take the decision at the end of the meeting, and you will spend less time in meetings also. And then, of course, after you go out to lunch, or you take a break, because you need to take a break. We are not machines. We need some rest. And if you take a good break, instead of eating your sandwich in front of your computer, you will be like more motivated in the afternoon. And then you do the same. 1 hour only emails, 1 hour only deep work, 1 hour only meetings. And you avoid maximum the multitasking. And you will see that your day will be like more productive, and also that you will probably go out earlier to go to the pub or see your family. Okay, so I think that if you start thinking about the digital detox at work, how to be more focused and more creative, how to get some better digital habits is very important for your company. Because you will see that if you train your people to get better digital habits, they will be more focused, more creative, but also more productive. They will have some less stress. They will be more engaged. You will have a smaller turnover, and you will see that your people will be like more happy at work. So please join me in this digital detox movement. Thank you very much. Thank you.